right? But we need some for third one, then it's gone. Okay, return a plus b plus c. So the concept of writing same method with same name is called method overriding. The only catch is your number of parameter should be different, or their data type should be different. Suppose what I'll do is, if I'll do this way, it will start giving me error. Okay, you can't do this. But suppose if I'll do double and double and double, see, it's not giving me error anymore, because there I'm creating sum of integer value, here I'm creating sum of double value. So sorry, 5.0 or 4.1. See, here 9.1. So how do you know which method is being called? If you want, we can put a placeholder here also, system.out.println sum from second method. Okay, first method. See, when I gave them integer data, uh, it automatically calls what? 9, first method. But when I gave them double data, system automatically detect, okay, it's a double data, go to the second method only, and there it give me result in the double format only. Got it? So this is called compile time polymorphism. This is one of the example of polymorphism also. Polymorphism is one of the concept in Java, like taking more than one form, right? I mean, it's just a sum method. You don't need to bother, okay, how it is being calculated. If you are giving them integer data, it will automatically go to this method, first method. If you give them double data, it will go to a different method, and you can put some combination as well. So this type of polymorphism is called compile time polymorphism, because system know this at the compile time itself. Okay guys, any doubt for this one? Okay, let's move ahead. Then the other type of polymorphism which Java support is runtime polymorphism. Because at this point, system already know if you are passing integer to go to first method, if you are passing double, go to the second method. But suppose you want to do in a different way. So suppose I'll delete this class. Let's say delete this class. Delete anyway. It's been used. Watch how it's been used. अरे यार, I should have made that thing. It's okay. Let's create fresh. So uh, uh, Java class bank. Okay. Public void This is like a standard bank, nothing fancy. Okay, then I'll create some other bank, suppose SBI. Okay, which extends banks. And then if I'll start writing same method here, get interest rates. See, method is identical to its super method. No, what we will do, we'll override it. Interest rates from SBI is 8%. Okay, if I'll go here, if I'll create uh, bank equals to new bank, and let's say bank dot get interest rates. It's a pretty simple one. SBI equals to new SBI SBI dot get interest rates. See, the difference is when I create bank's object and called interest rate, it gave me standard response. What standard bank is doing. When I called SBI's object, it gave me SBI's one. But what if I'll do bank bank one equals to new SBI. Okay, and bank one dot get standard rates. What should I get? Interest rates from SBI is 8%. Why? Because parent object is bank, but what I'm assigning to them is SBI's object. So that's called runtime polymorphism, because you can't, if you go back to this example, I'm creating separate example from bank, then SBI. Okay, so suppose there are hundreds of bank in India like this. Okay, let's suppose I'll create Kotak. Okay, which also extends bank. Okay, here also I'll print this one. Suppose from Kotak it's 4%. So suppose I want to create Kotak object also. I want to get the interest rate for Kotak also. So should I create like Kotak equals to new Kotak and then get the Kotak interest rate? No, doesn't make any sense. So simply, bank is, we know it's like overall entity. It must be containing whatever its child containing, right? So bank two equals to new Kotak, bank two dot get interest rate. See, now both the object bank 1 and bank 2 we created with bank as a parent object, but what we are assigning them as a individual implementation of bank, here the SBI, here the Kotak, and when we are calling they are automatically redirecting to Kotak and the SBI, right? So this is called runtime polymorphism. System will detect on the runtime only when they are going to execute the code. Any doubt on this one? Yes. Okay, I'll take this, no doubt. So, I mean, these are the two major concepts when we talk about inheritance. I mean, there are a lot to discuss for inheritance, and each and every topic in Java, everything is very lengthy. But these are like very what you say, common, or people used to ask them, and people will use them also in when we are writing some production level code. So one more thing is, there is one keyword in Java called final. Okay, so when you create something with final, you can't inherit or you can't change it anywhere. So suppose if I'll say string document equals to, okay, public void get document system dot out dot println, and say required document. If I'll go here and put bank one dot get mandatory documents, see, required document we added in the main class, bank class, right? I haven't added in SBI, but still we are able to access it, right? Which means if I'll paste this in SBI, okay, and I'll create one more thing. Uh, so required documents equals to PAN card. See, here SBI was able to change the mandatory document even if bank, which will suppose RBI, is saying the required document is Aadhaar card, but SBI was able to change it to PAN card. And whenever customer is asking what are the mandatory documents, they're asking PAN card only and giving them the accounts, which shouldn't be the case, right? So if RBI wants to restrict SBI, okay, whatever required document I am setting up, you need to ask the same document from the customer only. Then what we will do? Go to bank and they'll make it final. As soon as I make it final, I'll start getting a problem. Okay, if I'll go to this problem, and what this will say, cannot assign a value to final variable required document, right? Which means now RBI restricted this SBI not to change the required document. Okay, if you will do that, you will not able to run the system. See, I'm getting error. I'll be not able to build this code. See, I'm not getting it. If I'll remove this part, I have to live with what parent class has set up for me. Aadhaar card only it come. So I hope this gives you a little picture around how to restrict, how when you are dealing with inheritance, what use cases you have to thought of when you are writing feature to a parent class. They should be standard enough so that your child can be used. Or suppose something you want to restrict from parent or child. I mean, there can be some bad habits in parent that you don't want in your child's to be, so that you want to restrict. You can restrict that way. You can make them final, so it will not inherit it to your child class. Any doubts on this?
No.
Okay, so yeah, when you create anything as a final one, they'll not be a part of inheritance. Nobody can what to say, inherit them or override them. It's not possible to override them or even overload them. So yeah, that's the main concept of overloading, overriding, and a final method. Final keyword, sorry. Then okay, I thought you must be having some doubts, so I kept only this for the today's agenda. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts so far for inheritance thing? Anything like what all feature you can override, overload, or
Yeah, sure, guys. So far, I good. Like, I need to ask one thing. Like, whatever the thing which you are mentioned, like in a final, right?
mm-hmm.
So, which means that it will be restrict the whatever the thing that we need don't want to the childs.
Yes.
So exactly that, like in a properties that which we want to restrict it to the child.
Hmm.
Okay, then some of the in case of whatever the things that you are taken, right, like a Aadhaar card itself, right?
No, no, no. You're not audible to me. So you are saying first thing is whatever property you want to restrict from parent to child will make it as a final one. That's correct. What about after that?
So so whatever the thing that you are mentioning in the RBI, which is a mandatory thing like an Aadhaar card,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you want to take any bank account in the RBI itself, the Aadhaar card should be mandatory.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that is comes under parent.
Yes, yes, yes. So
Okay.
the thing is, so, I'll plot in some other way. Suppose, uh, 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 suppose you are building some design or some company have some what to say, they follow some standard procedures, right?
Okay.
Whatever the product they are building, they want this feature to be added in that product, on
Okay.
all of their product. So what they will do, they'll create some parent class, right? They add this feature and they restrict it so that nobody can change it, and they make every other product child out of it, right? So that they have to do that way, and they are restricted, they have to live with it.
Okay, yeah, what do you mean to say like that? Like a parent must having that uh, things that we whatever we want to provide for the child, they won't accepted that property that from the parent.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that way. I mean, it's not only applicable to variable, it's applicable to the features as well. Suppose the interest rate also, if as I mean RBI want it to be not to change by other banks. See, it started giving me error. Now Kotak and all these things, they can't change this. They are restricted. Otherwise, you will not able to build the code. You have to restrict the Kotak and SBI, whatever the what do you say, whatever the interest rate RBI has set up, you have to use that only. Nothing else you can do. So if I'll run this application now, you will get 5 only from both Kotak and SBI. 5. They are not allowed to change the interest rate as well. Right. So it's applicable to everything. Be it it's your variable, your whatever the feature you are building.
So it's like a parent one which will be available to the entire childs.
Yes.
Okay, so the interest rate is common for the all the banks which is provided by the RBI.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so the mandatory thing which is followed like every bank must follow this interest rate.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, it's clear to for me.
Okay. Okay, guys. I mean, if you don't have any doubt, but I would really appreciate if you come up with, yeah, if you try on your own and you will get some errors and you'll stuck somewhere, that would be much appreciated because that's the only way to get learn. Okay. See you
Uh,
tomorrow. I
like
mean, try.
Shirag,
Mhm.
is there any channels or YouTube channels or any documents which is regarding to learn from the basics of the Java, it's a core Java, as you mentioned, right?
There are a lot many. So when I was in college, I used to follow this Geeks for Geeks, Java T point. There are a lot many. If you prefer like blogs or something, then on YouTube, like I mean, it's been a long time. I have watched this core Java videos, so
Okay.
I don't know. But like when I was in college, there was this guy Naveen Reddy from Telesco. I don't know. He
Yeah,
must be
yeah,
very
I know that he's in a bald head one, right? I know him. He's on a very good channel.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, he must be very old now, but
yeah,
it's like old time. So not sure.
yeah. Okay,
Spring Boot wise, also there are so many, but like from last few years, so I'm using Udemy only because I get it for a fee.
yeah,
So
okay.
I don't know. I don't use YouTube that much for like learning content. To be honest.
Acha, acha, okay. So initially we need go with the core Java. Then after we will go slowly deep into the Spring Boot. This is
Yeah.
the sequence, right?
Yes, that's what because I mean that's what I observed like from almost everyone that we all are new to Java. So I thought of putting a foundational thing and then
Yeah,
we'll do that way.
yeah, yeah. Surely, yeah. That is the main process to complete the enter into the Spring Boot. I think so.
Right. I mean, we will try to give you some context around the databases as well, because
Yeah,
when you start dealing with Spring Boot, you have to write SQL queries, how the
yeah,
database will fetch data. There are a lot of concept in the database itself, but we'll not go into that deep. But at least we will able to understand how the table works, how the data goes, how it comes in, how the data maps, or like how to write complex query itself. Suppose I'll give you 4 or 5 tables and you want to merge all the data and get me a I mean uh, a beautiful report kind of thing. So how you will get that? So those things also will try to cover. I
yeah.
mean,
Okay.
okay guys, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Shirag.
Thank you for your time. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
thank you.